Oh no, you're actually recording too. Perfect. What you're going to get from this is, strategies to level up your LinkedIn. And I shared this, like most people probably use 0.003% of the opportunity that you have on LinkedIn. And that's if somebody's posting consistently, which most people don't even post on LinkedIn, 2 times a week. So the whole point of this call is to get you guys like at above average level of understanding, man, how to do damage on LinkedIn. You can take this information and share it with whoever owns the marketing for your company if you want. But understand, just like anything else, if you truly want to make a commitment to this, there's also, Mike runs boot camps for LinkedIn for your company. So there's always that next level training to this to really get it dialed in. But man, one of our past guest speakers, Adam House, a guy who exited a few companies, was an owner of a professional sports team. One of the big things that he said, he's like, Devin, man, he goes, dude, you need to talk to Mike. He was like, Mike has been a instrumental piece to the growth of my businesses and my community, and it's all done through LinkedIn. He was like, Devin, I don't need to use anything else. He goes, LinkedIn just crushes it. Right? And this is why I was like, man, I got to get him in front of my community. I want them to win. And when I hear that passion about LinkedIn, I was like, man, just connect me with Mike. Let's get him in the community and get some of the goods from him so we can start building a decent foundation for the LinkedIn vertical for our businesses. So Mike, good morning, my friend.
Good morning, guys. I'm a little under the weather. My phone died, so I'm really, I'm sorry. I don't know why my phone died. It's just
Good, man.
the one time it shouldn't have died, it died. But I was listening in for the last 5 minutes, and you guys are talking about I don't have time, and I'm running a boot camp now, and there's a bunch of founders, CEOs, and we're about 4 weeks in, and I look back because I'm monitoring everything they're doing, and 80% of them are not doing what I'm showing them, and I'm like, what happened? And they're like, I don't have time.
Yeah.
And these are very successful people. And the truth is that, as Devin was saying, LinkedIn is one of those things where people look at it as, I need time to do it. And I will tell you, LinkedIn is one of those things that you need to make time to do it. Because if you do, I guarantee you it'll change your life. It changed my life. I'm sitting here in front of you today because of LinkedIn. Because at the beginning of this year, I set out and said, I want to do something completely different. I want to go in a different direction. I was doing something else. I said, that industry is not where I want to be. I'm going to be intentional and I'm going to go in another direction. And I use LinkedIn every day. And you know what it did? Somehow, some way, it connected me with Adam. And Adam, if you guys get it, you've seen him. Adam is a guy that if you could tow your hitch along with his, he's the guy to get to know. So I want to just go over, LinkedIn can be overwhelming. So one of the things that we've created in our community is like everything else, LinkedIn made simple. The simplest thing about LinkedIn that the reason why most people don't do it is because they think it's too hard and they just don't start. LinkedIn is actually really easy. Most people are looking at the wrong people on LinkedIn and that overwhelms them. So I want to give you guys some quick information so that you are better prepared to understand that LinkedIn is not as overwhelming as it seems. Most of what you see on LinkedIn today, unfortunately, is fake. So there's fake content, fake followers,
What
fake
about
engagement.
these messages that I get so many, like, and they're good too, like they're bots, but these people will follow up and you can tell it's an automated message. But I'm like, damn, dude, like this inbox is insane with LinkedIn.
So that is what it is. It's not difficult to automate, just like people do. I'm sure all of you have used email cadences where you set up an email and you just basically have it automatically every 4 days, send a follow-up. LinkedIn is no different. So that stuff it's there.
Wow.
The problem, yeah, it's easy to do. As a matter of fact, it's the thing that I show people last, because if I show people the power of the tools, no one will do the work to actually build up their presence. They'll all skip to that part.
Yeah.
So I could tell you that I have a tool that can pretty much, I can just set it and it will do everything for me. And I could just walk away for 10 hours a day and it's just going to crank through. And I do use it, but the difference is whenever I send people messages, because of the work that I do, because of the engagement that I have, and because of the actual relationships that I'm establishing, all the things that I'm doing are essentially warm calls because people have heard of me, they've seen me, and everyone responds. What Devin is talking about is people that have no idea who he is. They put him as an ICP and they just send him a bunch of messages because they look, oh, he's a guy that I want to sell to. They have 1,000 of those guys and they just send messages every day until he responds. What that does is ruins LinkedIn because it forces people who normally would respond to not. So now it floods everybody's inbox. So how do you, knowing that, how do you still get in front of people knowing that everyone is flooding their inbox with bullshit? So you have to basically, you don't want to go through the Lincoln Tunnel if you know there's an accident in the Lincoln Tunnel. But what do people do? They go to the Lincoln Tunnel, right? Because it's the way I take to work every single day.
Yeah.
So I want to show you guys some very quick things. Anybody here want me to run through their profile right here, right now?
My profile is trash. I just looked at.
I'm happy
Okay.
to.
Okay, perfect. Send me a profile right in the chat, and I'll
I
go
think
right
I
through
have
your
my old
profile.
bio. I never changed my bio from like 10 years ago.
Can
Most
you
people don't.
can you just Google me from my name because I'm on
Yeah.
my phone.
Perfect.
Started typing in Google.
No problem.
Little LinkedIn profile audit, baby. Let's go.
It all starts there. Go ahead, spell your name.
It's on the chat.
Oh, it's on the chat. I don't know why the chat's not popping up for me.
Oh, okay.
All right. Patrice. Patrice.
I'm probably the only Patrice on
Lavanture.
Lavanture.
Anture. Boom.
There we go.
That's me.
Perfect. So right off the bat, here is what I see. When I come to your profile, the first thing that looks me straight in the face is I know exactly what you do. So the bad thing about that is this is your right here. This is your billboard. So when I come here, I say, all right, close the deal. Phase 1, environmental site assessments for commercial real estate. It's quick, it's easy, and there's no doubt about what it is you do. Now, there's two things. Either one, you want this to be exactly what you're talking about, which is forget personal brand. This is what you do because you are the president of the company. Or you can actually take it more of a personal approach rather than the business approach where you don't go straight for the, this is basically, you're kind of going for the gut, right? Like, this is what I do. Here's how I help. Let's go straight forward. So this actually speaks very clearly to who you are, which actually is very good because most people, you have no idea what they're doing. You look at this and you go, who are you? So right off the bat, we know site assessments, phase 1 environmental. Now, the people that this affects are probably aware of what that means, right? Anybody in commercial real estate looks at this and goes, great, I love it. So if you want to have this be a more personal approach where you create maybe a little bit more of a personal feel and a personal brand, what you could do here is have it be maybe a logo of your company and have another picture of you. Again, this is all options. You, instead of saying close the deal, phase 1 environmental, you could have maybe something more of how you help people rather than just blatantly saying what you do. Have it be more editorial, like helping clients close the deal fast with phase, environmental, whatever it is, just structuring it a little bit more where people are looking at the profile and getting interested in you versus just what you do. So there's two things you can do with LinkedIn: what you do, who you are. There's no right or wrong answer, by the way. This is something that most people, they think that their banner must just sell what they do immediately. And that's not always important. Sometimes you don't have to do that. Sometimes you can go and have a picture of yourself and just saying, changing people's lives through kindness, which I see a lot because they want to have personal branding. Secondly, this is your headline. In your headline, this is a place where you can actually talk about yourself again, much more personal. You say president at Oak Environmental. Well, first and foremost, I would have something with Oak Environmental, your logo, up in your banner. So people know right away that's what you represent. But this, you're using good real estate because you have it all the way down here. See, you already have that here. So when people go to your experience, they can see clearly that Oak Environmental is already something that you have in your profile. So what you want to do is up here, I wouldn't put that you're president. You could put consulting and services, expert in environmental due diligence. What I would also say is be careful of using the word expert, because expert has a really, nowadays, a bad connotation, because expert is something that you want to be called, but you never want to call yourself. Because LinkedIn has a lot of experts, but they're not experts. So because you probably are, I would find another way of saying this that might ring a little bit better. Like, think of any other word but expert. Think of anything else that you solve. That's the biggest problem that you have, the biggest headache that people have that you solve for them, and say helping those people solve this problem. That way, when people look at this, they'll say, helping people solve environmental due diligence and regulatory compliance. Something that just speaks to fixing it without saying I'm an expert in it, because the connotation is I know everything. There's nothing else to know. So that's something to think about when you're thinking about how people look at LinkedIn. Also, when you're strategically trying to actually reach out to people. Going further, I love that you have a services section. This is really good. If you've worked with anybody in the past, which I'm sure you have, I would actually send them a services request here, because what this will do is it'll allow them to review you almost like a Google review. There'll be stars here. Yeah, I could show you what it looks like. See, you'll have stars and you'll have people actually review you. You can do, I think, up to 20, because LinkedIn doesn't want to overwhelm the system, but you basically have this. So anything you've ever done, it's social proof, and it immediately speaks to, this is how good she was. This is how great I was working with her. So it immediately allows people to see, yeah, you know what, she's reputable. She's got reviews. She's somebody I want to work with. Plus it pops because the profile, it becomes complete, and it actually shows all the things that you're good at and what you do. Going further, featured section. Think of this right here as, what do I want people to do? So when people go here and they look at your featured section, what do you want me to do from here? I'm a client. I go there. What would you like me to see here?
Is that a question?
Yeah, that's a question for Patrice. Like, what do you want me to see in your featured section?
Oh, I apologize. I thought it was like a rhetorical question.
No, I actually want to know, like, there's images here, which I assume are properties you've worked on, but what would you like me to do when I look at this as a customer?
Yeah, so the featured section I'm using as like indications of my capabilities in terms of the projects that I've worked on in the past and that I'm capable of working on, now.
So what I would do with these is I would put these links here as media for the pictures of projects you worked on, because you could put all your background, all your information, everything you've done for your company, you could put right here. In the featured section, I would put things like, if you have a website, do you have perhaps a booking link? Maybe you have some resources that when I click here, nothing really just happens. This just tells me this is stuff you've worked on. This is great. But you want people to do something. So what's the action that somebody who is looking for someone like you, what's the action that you would like them to take? So up here,
I don't even know anything about that. If you can too, like, and maybe I'm just speaking for myself, but like, she actually has a half decent LinkedIn. Mine, it'd be like,
yeah,
oh,
she does.
Kevin, like yours is
She
like
has
you're incomplete. Like, I
she
never
has a
even
very
knew
good
about the
LinkedIn.
feature. Like, so can you like break down like, maybe this is a part of it, but like what these spot? All right, one, make sure this is filled in. This is what this is for. This is what this is for. Which I think that you're doing, but it just seems like she already has them in. So we're skipping a lot of like why you should do this.
Yeah. So let's try it another way, right? So she has a lot of the stuff. Everybody has a lot of the stuff. So here's why you need the headline. LinkedIn is not a place, as it used to be, a digital resume. This is how it probably 99% of the people on this call are looking at it going, it's my resume. Here's what I do. Here's where I am. That's it. But what LinkedIn really is a personal branding site. You want your LinkedIn to be better than your company website. So I want you to think about how much work you put into a website. People go to the website, it's nice, it's snazzy, it's got a link. Maybe they say book a time, book a call, whatever it is. You're telling people what to do when they visit. Most people's LinkedIn's isn't telling them what to do. They visit, it's like, here's what I do, hi, and that's it.
That's a great
So
analogy.
that's basically what most LinkedIn's are. It's like when people come to my LinkedIn, they know exactly what they should do, and they know exactly what I do. They're either going to click a link, they're going to read the post, they're going to, like, she's got visit my website. I love that. What I would put is, instead of if you put visit my website, in the featured section, I would put a link and a nice thumbnail. Maybe it's a picture of you, maybe it's a nice picture of a building. Book a call for a consultation, so that I can go boop, click right here, and that takes you right to a calendar link, so they can book with you. And now there's an action. The lack of action is what most people actually don't do. So here, let's go
Oh, here we go.
through yours.
Done.
So couple of things. One, pictures, guys. This is a very good picture, but here's the issue with it. I want to see more of your face and more of your eyes in your pictures. I want to see you smiling. This looks like, when I look at this, I go, okay, this guy, he's serious for sure, but damn, he's not approachable. This guy, like, holy crap, I don't want to cold call that guy. That guy is not approachable, because you're serious. You got the serious look on your face. I would want to see just a picture of your face, and it just be like a portrait, straight up. See your eyes, smile if you can. I yell it at him all the time because this picture looks mean as hell. And I'm like, listen, LinkedIn is a personal branding site. So you want to show people I'm approachable. Come talk to me. I want to open up. Let's talk. Then you have a picture here. What do you want this picture to represent? Right? It's just a picture of you again, not smiling. And it almost looks like I don't know where you might be, but it's just a picture. So it doesn't tell me anything about you. I would actually, considering what you
And you
have.
can't, like, with that background, the banner, like, if you, and I don't know, maybe I'm trying to upload the wrong pictures, but like it crops off like 95% of whatever you're trying to put back there.
So the banner is a science. There's actually people that create banners, and they do it based on the exact size of the pixelation here. So we have somebody in our community where we do the boot camp. He walks through with every single person, and he perfectly adjusts it, because just throwing a picture on and cropping it, it never looks right. And by the way, guys, I'm telling you stuff that I only learned 8, 9 months ago. Up until that point, I had, a nice little like river here. Oh, look at the nice blue. No, but because no one really thinks about LinkedIn in the right way. And a lot of people think it's too late. Oh man, it's been around for 20 years. It's too late. I'm not going to go and post. I'm not going to go and do this stuff. But here's the truth. Out of the 1.2 billion people on the platform, the people that log in on a regular basis just to check things out, 134 million. So about 10% of the 134 million, the people that are actually engaging content-wise or in people's profiles and showing up daily is 3 million. That's so 3 million people out of 1.2 billion who are using this platform somewhat correctly. So it is not just not too late. It's not even early yet. Nobody's doing it. So anything you do right now, you are going to have a voice. You are going to be able to have impacts. And LinkedIn is a platform of giving, not getting. So if you think about it, it is the place where you guys are all sitting here. There's 20 people. You have chosen to be here. Imagine LinkedIn is a community where you choose who you want to engage with. You choose who will engage with you. This is what you're going to go through every single day. So you have this opportunity to actually choose anyone you want to talk to anywhere in the world. Yeah, Marissa.
So if I put my Calendly link up, and this is what I get inundated with, just garbage. How do you make sure that people aren't trying to get a meeting with me that I don't even want to deal with? Like, that's not the people I want. So I'm afraid.
It's a good question. It's a good question. So I've had my calendar link on LinkedIn. I've had it up for years. I have never had anyone click it just to just get on my calendar. That's a cold call. And I'm shocked, to be honest with you. I've said the same thing. I'm like, how is nobody just like, it's right there. But people, I don't think people are bolden enough to just book a time on your calendar cold, because they know, like, if you just don't know them and they're going to show up and go, hey, I booked the time on your calendar to sell you something. They just, that that's going to go bad. So nobody does it. I've never had anybody do it. And everyone on LinkedIn, if you look, they all have their Calendly link, book a free consultation, book a one-to-one. They all have it, and they do it because they look at it and say, look, the chances that someone is going to book with me, because it says what you're booking for. You're booking for a one-to-one. You're not booking to sell me. You're not booking to call me. You're booking for this very thing that I want to talk to you about. And that's what it just drives people to that if they want to. Otherwise, they'll DM you, because I don't think they're arrogant enough for the most part to do it. So it's a great question. And they won't do it. It's not something that has ever happened to me. And I've been on the platform for 17 years. So I could tell you, I wouldn't worry about that. So up here for you, Devin, I would put something relative to, again, I know you have multiple things you do. So you don't want to put your companies up there. You want to put something that's about you. I don't care if it's like you in the gym and it's just like mindset.
Now we're talking. Now
attitude.
we're talking, baby.
But if that's you, do it. Like mind, body, and whatever that third word is. I can't see it. But
Business, baby.
there you go. Mind, body, business. And it can have you. I don't know if you've done public speaking. I don't know if you want to have this community there, and you could put all the pictures of all the people, say, helping other people focus their mind and energy, whatever it is. But it's got to be something about you, not what you do. Because if you have multiple businesses, you can't put them all up there. Yep. So now you have to be like, okay, people need to be interested in what I do and who I am. And then they're going to scroll lower and figure that out. So the point here, and here is actually to get them to do this. That is what your entire top of your page is designed to do. Because most people, they'll go in and go, okay, and they'll just move to another page. And once they move to another page, they're gone. Most of the time, they're not going to come back. So when they're there, what do you want them to do? So in your case, put something here that keeps them interested. Have a picture that's, I don't care if it's a picture of you in the gym, if that's your thing, but I would have a picture of you where they get a chance to see your face. They get a chance to see you up close, at least almost connect with you. Another thing also, you see how you have here, harvest.
Yeah.
So you have your.
Was that pulled from down there?
So this is just shows whatever you're doing, which is most current, which is obviously here. But I don't like the fact that there's no logo.
Yeah.
So you got to get a logo, because this looks incomplete when people can't tie in your brand to a logo. So I would focus on getting, like, even if you do Keller Williams, use Keller Williams logo.
I can add the logos too. Like, I can go in there and do it.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you can create your own logo, and you can create a custom logo for you. All you have to do is just click on your
logos. I have the logos.
Yeah, just click. You got to go to the company page. Yeah, go to the business page. When you click your own company page, like if you click on down here, it'll go to your. See, I go here, it'll take me to the company page. See, Harvest Performance Coaching. Yeah. So it'll show me that you're there. You could just go in for your own way because you control the page. Go to the business page.
Is that the LinkedIn page for it?
So when you click here, it'll show me, not the LinkedIn page. This shows me it'll show me who's here. So like, see, it says here, these are the people that it says work for Harvest Performance Coaching. If I want to go to,
I don't even know who they are.
I mean, maybe it's just a common name. So if we go to, let me see here.
I don't want to go to, all right.
Anyhow,
12 minutes. I don't want to go down the rabbit hole fixing my stuff. I want to.
Yeah,
really like the basics of the setup, but like some ninja stuff that they can start implementing to make connections. Since we only got 12 minutes left, I just want to leave them with some powerful stuff that they can start.
Look, make sure you focus on the top of this stuff here. Make sure you have a featured section, which you don't have. Make sure you guys have the featured section, and you want to tell people what to do when they go to your landing page.
Got it.
That's very important. Whether it's a link, whether it's an article, if you have a newsletter, focus them there. You can have buttons up here too that could say book a call here. You could have a link. You could have a button here that says book a call. You could have visit my webpage, like Patrice had. These are the things you could do right away. The most important thing that I would tell you is the about section. This is essentially, forget telling people
It's way
what
too.
you do.
Yeah.
This is your best post. If you were going to write a post tomorrow, like the best post you ever wrote about you, what you do, what you want to do, what you've done, but it's a post, not a bibliography, or not like, hey, this is what I
Something
do.
like that, I don't even know
Almost,
how long ago. Yeah.
yeah, write the best post you could write about yourself, so that when people read this, they're like, oh man, I know exactly what this guy is all about. Not, oh, I know what he does, but I
Yeah.
know what he represents. This is what you want to have. That most people don't have this in the about section. They just have their just description of their company. Focus this on you. Posting, start posting daily. Don't
I
worry
post
about,
daily. That's the one. I do damage on LinkedIn, not because of my profile. Obviously, it's trash. But like I develop a ton of business on LinkedIn just through the content that I post.
so look, here's the thing. This is a good post, but look, there's Adam House. But here's what the thing you didn't do in this post that would have gotten you a ton more traction. You didn't actually tag me.
Yeah. Yeah. Like
If you tagged me,
Yeah.
right? Adam commented because you're in his feed. You're not on my feed consistently. So if you tagged me, I would have come into it and I would have commented. Other people might have seen it. I could have reshared it, and now I would
Explain
have
the
taken it out.
importance of that, because that, for those that don't know that strategy, you can get an abundance of views to your profile just by adding others. Who does? I know Tim Jennings does it a lot. When he does his walking and talking with Tim, every time he posts, he always ats the members, and that ultimately you piggyback off of all their followers, guys. Like, do you understand how powerful that is? And I want to add one thing. Like, if I could take one thing from this call already, it's the fact that you have to treat your LinkedIn like a website. And the reason why, unless you guys are paying a ton of money to generate traffic to your website, like the views that you can get on your LinkedIn through the direct people that you want to be seen by and do business with, right? It's like you're going to get more views on your LinkedIn for free than you will paying a ton of money for a website. So set your LinkedIn up like it's your website, because at the end of the day, that's where most of the views are going anyway. That was a huge like mindset shift for me with the way I treat my LinkedIn.
So when you guys talk about your website, you think about traffic. Here's traffic to my personal LinkedIn page over the last 4 weeks. So if you want to talk about how do you drive that traffic, take a look. Here's the impressions, 305,000 impressions. That's people that slow down to look at a post or anything related to me. Here's how many people have shared what I've wrote.
Wow.
Here's how many comments I've received on my posts. Here's how many likes I've received on my posts. Here's how many comments I left. This is the work part of it. This is
Where do you
me
see all that
engaging.
stuff, Michael?
This is a tool that I have that I manage. It's a dashboard. I have, if you notice, here's all the people. I have all these people I'm managing their stuff. This is not part of LinkedIn. LinkedIn sucks at this, but this is a tool. I know the CEO of this company, and it basically gives you a dashboard. It gives you performance of all your posts. It shows you how they do. There's a lot of functionality to it, but the most important thing is LinkedIn is giving first, then getting. No matter what you do on LinkedIn, like if you're the best author, the smartest business person in the world, you will not get any traction on LinkedIn unless you are strategic about it. And the strategy is you have to get in front of the people you want to see your posts, and you have to engage on theirs. So this is the work. You see 3,500 comments is a lot of comments to leave on other people's profiles over 4 weeks. You do the math, that averages out to be between responding to my own and engaging with others. It's about 100 a day. So LinkedIn is something that you have to make time to do. It's not going to just, people are not just going to show up and like what you're saying. They just won't, because the algorithm will not show them. So your content quality is not as important as you triggering the algorithm to let it know I'm here, kind of like SEO. A lot of you guys hear about SEO on websites. Oh, when somebody searches your name, your website's the first one to pop up. That's not because you're better than the other people. It's because SEO allows for your page to be pushed up further by the algorithm. That's it. So by engaging with people, you're triggering the algorithm. And these, like he said, like Devin said, this is free views. These are people, whatever you want to say on LinkedIn, any day of the week, it's free advertisement. How do you drive people to see what it is you're working on? So that is the most important thing here.
I want to give you guys a real life example too, because understand, he just said the amount of people who actually use LinkedIn. So as crazy as it is, a lot of people and your followers still don't really know like what LinkedIn could do. So as an example, yesterday, right? Somebody viewed my profile and I was like, man, you know what? I got to connect with that guy because of this business thing. So I messaged him. I was like, yo, man, hit me up. And you know what he said when he texted me? He was like, man, that's crazy. I was just thinking of you. He didn't put together that LinkedIn can show who is viewing your profile. Like, that's how uneducated people are with LinkedIn. And then sure enough, I saw that he viewed, booked an appointment with him. And it's could be a massive opportunity for a business that I have. But that's how that's how powerful it is. And most people still don't even know the basics of it. And we're learning it right now.
So guys, here's another, and again, these tools, they don't do anything for you without strategy. We talk about this in the House of Bricks. There's the simple framework, SIMPLE. Everyone jumps onto LinkedIn and they want execute. That is the thing everyone wants to do. How do I execute? How do I execute? You cannot do any of this without a strategy. That's the S. What's the strategy? Well, the strategy is you optimize your profile. You need to show up every day and provide content. You need to engage with other people that you want to engage with. And once you start doing all of that, here's what you get. Like this right here, look, here, like Devin just said, people who are interested in me. Well, here's my top leads category. I go here and I say, well, who is most interested in me? Here's inbound engagements. These are people that have liked or commented. So I look at the names and I go, here's the people that are interested in me. So if I don't know these people, this is right off the bat, I have all these people that I know. All right, I can reach out to these people. They keep showing up. They keep commenting. They keep liking. They like what I'm talking about. Let me reach out to these people and talk to them. And I have every one of these people I know personally. I have talked to. They're in the community. They're in the boot camp. All of these people I've known. And some of these people are big time people on LinkedIn. And the power of LinkedIn, guys, is just crazy, because if you connect with one right person, like, it'll change everything for you. Like John Kraske, for instance, this guy, he would tag me in a lot of his posts, and he's got 88,000 followers. He's a top voice. So when he tags me in a post, that takes my profile out to everyone that sees his thing, and he gets 200,000 views on a post every time he does it. So if you connect with the right people and you start engaging with the right people, one day you might actually connect with and get the attention of somebody like this. Now imagine what his profile can do.
Wow, 2 million.
2.8 million. And this guy, I engage with him all the time. I know him. He's a really cool dude. He's a very good dude. You can imagine this to be a playground. You can go up to anyone you want. You can talk to anyone you want. I mean, there's really no limit here. If you want to talk to people from the NBA, okay, here's a guy I don't know if you guys are familiar. This guy played on the Miami Heat. He's in our community. But how do you have access to someone like this if you don't know how to use this platform? But he's here. You can reach out to him. How many of you guys have T-Mobile as your carrier on the call?
Not me.
Anyone?
T-Mobile's trash.
Okay, but here's the thing. Everybody knows who this guy is. This is someone that I needed to talk to one day. So I just reached out to him. And look, here's the conversation with me and the CEO of T-Mobile.
Oh, that's insane. Now, what do you, just so, again, obviously people get that you can search people and reach out to them. Like, that's basic. But what, do you need, I think I downloaded Sales Navigator. I don't think I've ever really used it. Somebody told me about it.
Yeah.
Are there any tools that somebody from this call, all right, we know we need to rebuild up our profile, right? We know the power of LinkedIn from this, right? We know, all right, we need to add other people on this. We know that there's tools out there that we can see, we know to treat our LinkedIn like a website, which is probably the most, shifting thing that, I've heard on this, which is like, man, I got to really take this shit seriously because we get a ton of views on this. And obviously you got to use it, right? And that takes you time blocking as we talked about, you got 8 hours in a day to budget for your business if you sleep 8 hours and if you have 8 hours budgeted for family and your fitness, right? But you got to block out time to put ass in seat and be in front of it, right? So that's the simple step that he gets to. But do you recommend any tools for us that we can download after this call and go through that rabbit hole or anything like that that you find is a cheat code almost?
So I can recommend you tools, but there's a problem. It's like basically if I gave you a F1 race car and you said, you recommend me giving you any really cool tools to get to work faster? I'd say an F1 race car will get you there really fast. But if you don't know how to use it, you're going to probably be sitting in the Lincoln Tunnel with it and it won't do anything for you. So I can tell you tools, but knowing how to use them and getting to a point where they do something.
Yeah.
So if you download like Linked Helper, it will not help you. If your profile is not doing what it needs to, if you haven't optimized it, if you're not engaging, if you're not putting yourself out there, when you use the tool, it's just going to land you in the same BS spam inbox and ignored like every other message would. So there's a strategy to using LinkedIn, but the first thing you'd need to do is you'd need to show up for the platform. So I would never use any tools unless you, like Devin said, you time block, you show up, you say, I'm going to spend 30 minutes a day. I'm going to make a list. Now, this tool here, I would absolutely download. It's called useaware.co. It's not an expensive tool. You could even download it. We have a code,
There you go.
HOD.
This is a game changer. Like this could be your next high level connection, like leads list right here. Like this is one major takeaway from this call here.
This is even more important I would say this is more important than Sales Navigator in the beginning, because what this allows you to see is how well you're doing, who's interested in you in one place, but also it just allows you to keep yourself on pace, because you can make a list of people here that you want to engage with. So you can create different lists and then show up and make sure you're engaging with those people, and you can keep adding them. And something really quick I want to show you guys, when you're looking for people to engage with, like for instance, let's say Patrice is like, I just want to engage with people who are interested in commercial real estate. You could put hashtag commercial real, let's say commercial real estate. And you could say, who is engaged now? If she's only in Jersey, okay, who's in commercial real estate? You could say, okay, great. I want to do posts. And then you could see people that are interested in commercial real estate. Now you could look at more. So you could say, okay, so first you want to look at this and say, who's interested in commercial real estate? You could see here, you can go through and see who. Now, again, this is not necessarily business development. This is just, who do I want to interact with? Who is getting a lot of traction? Who is hashtagging commercial real estate? Now, you know your own hashtags. You know all the stuff that's interesting to you. You could put anything here you want and then search posts. And then when you see someone that is getting engagement or has something interesting to say, you add them to Aware. You just go right here. Let's say I wanted to add Christina Faraci. I'll just go here and I'll say, I want to add her here. So I'm just going to click on this here. It'll take me to the list, and it's super easy. And in time, your list is going to grow pretty steadily. Sorry for the delay here. It usually slows down when I'm on Zoom, but this will steadily grow and allow you. See, I could just go like this. Christina, what is it? Faraci. There it is. And I just click the button and she's there. And I could do this with all these people, and they're all in here. And now every day you show up and it just shows you when what they posted, and you engage. And it saves you a ton of time because you don't have to bounce around from profile to profile. You don't have to do any of that nonsense. It's all right there for you. So what this will do is it'll basically be like, Devin, you go to the gym and you see people on their phones looking at the TVs, meandering around.
Yeah. Jason.
And then there's other people grinding, doing a program for 40 minutes. The difference between those two people is the 45-minute people grinding, they have a program, they know exactly what machines, and they go to them. The people who have never been in the gym, they have all the same equipment in front of them. They're like, there's all these tools. You could do anything you want. And they're like, I don't know where to start. That's LinkedIn. This is knowing what program you have and showing up and doing the exact exercises you want every day, because you don't need the treadmill. Today I'm doing legs. I don't need the treadmill. I'm not doing cardio. So I'm going to do leg press today, and I'm going to do leg lifts, and I'm going to do squats. So I'm going to go here, and that's where I need to be. Tomorrow, I'm going to do the treadmill.
That's a great analogy.
That's what this is. This is basically your personal trainer. No, I'm like your personal trainer. This is like, hey, Michael, I don't know what to do. Here's your program. every day, 7 days a week, show up for an hour and do this. And little by little by little, this is going to lead you to this.
Yeah.
It's going to the numbers where it just continues to grow, and you just are going to see the results. But like going to the gym, guys, no one's going to like, you're not going to get a ton of likes on your post just because you post every day. No one cares. If Tolstoy posted his books on here every day for people to read and had no strategy, no one would hear of Tolstoy.
Yeah.
Ever. And that's the biggest takeaway here. You have to have a strategy. Find someone that knows exactly how to get you from A to Z in setting up everything for you and telling you, go do this 10 times tomorrow, go do this 15 times Tuesday, 30 times Wednesday, and they manage you. The reason people fall off, even after I show them all this, people fall off because this requires discipline. This isn't all if I have time. This is, oh, you have an hour for the gym? Great. You have an hour for this. Put it in your calendar. You don't skip the gym, right? You don't skip eating. You don't skip making breakfast for your kids. Make this a habit. And I promise you, in 2 months, 3 months, you will be able to pretty much talk to anyone you want, whenever you want. And I've even been showing you the scratch on the surface of the tools, how to find people's phone numbers and emails, and how to get in front of anyone, and how to automate a lot of this so that even when you're like right now, I'm here and I have, and I'll just show you because I don't want to blow your head off, but while I'm here, I could have a thing going. I could just click this and I'll have this automatically all day doing a system for me based on what I wanted to do. But this is far too advanced for where you are right now. If I showed you what this thing could do, it would either scare you off or you'd be like, I'm not doing anything except this. Because the power of this tool it's something you have to understand it, because you have to use it the right way, because it'll allow you access to anyone you want on autopilot. So there's a lot of tools, but I would first is get the strategy and the foundation, which does not take a long time, and then start working up the cadence to be used to showing up to this thing every day, to post every day, to respond, engage with other people every day. And I'm telling you, it'll change your business. I don't care what you do. I like any one of your businesses, it doesn't matter.
So that analogy of the gym, it's like, all right. So man, this is some powerful stuff. I see it can make me incredible connections. It can get me in front of the ideal people that I want to be in front of every single day. All right. So where do I start? Right. I want to use that gym analogy. Maybe this week, all you're focused on is building out and fixing up your profile, right? Maybe that's the first step. All right, the first brick you're going to lay is making sure your profile is dialed in to where you're treating it like it's your website. Because you know if you do this work, you can have this seen and viewed more than any website, right? So that's the first step. And then the second step is, when we had an Instagram trainer in here, Mike, she did, just a basic training on how to connect with your ideal people. So the same way you're showing us how to search a hashtag to get in front of these people and connect with them, she showed us how to do it on Instagram. But she was like, look, you have to make it a habit every day. So every day, as you drink your coffee, you go, you run the play, and you connect with 5 of your ideal clients so they're following you on Instagram. Over the course of 30 days, you look up and your whole audience are your direct clients, your direct prospects, because of the 30 days of minimal consistency. And it's the same thing with this LinkedIn. Every morning after you build out your profile, go in, search a hashtag. You know what? Let me connect with this person. Let me connect with 5 more people that I want seeing my television show, because you got to treat it like a television show, right? You can control your viewers on this, which is some crazy stuff if you think about it.
And it's free. So it's free. Instagram is not free because you don't know who the people on Instagram really are, because you don't know what their business is. You don't know if they have money, they don't have money. If you want to do anything on Instagram, you need money. You got to pay for sponsored ads. You need the amount of money that if you told me any one of your businesses tomorrow, say, Michael, I want to blow this thing up. I can blow up your business with the tools that I have and my knowledge. And again, you wouldn't get me. I'm the most expensive piece. The tools are nothing, but you can run all of this. No sales reps needed for about $170 a month. And it would basically, you can automate it to the point where you only have to show up when people respond. But to get to that point, you have to do the foundational legwork, but it doesn't take a long time. I'm telling you, in 1, maybe 2 weeks, you're going to be in that cadence. The hardest part, and that's why I call our internal thing, I was calling it a boot camp. I told people it's going to suck in the beginning, because you're getting used to something that you've never done before, and it's going to suck, but you got to show up. And what I've realized is most people, they still couldn't do it because this takes some grit. It's not easy. It's just something you have to put your mind to every single day, and no excuses. 7 days a week, you got to show up, because that's what is rewarded here. This is where you get this free here. Only happens from showing up consistently and the algorithm picking up that you are giving it love, you're giving it time. So algorithm is like a boyfriend or girlfriend. It just wants your time. You give it the time, and it will reward you with sending out your stuff to your network.
Awesome. And the good thing is, guys, you just saw what an absolutely terrible LinkedIn profile looks like with mine versus a pretty decent LinkedIn profile, Patrice. So you got an idea on, two separate ends of how your profile could look. And then I saw Marissa ask about the boot camp. I can drop the boot camp details in our community too, or I don't know if you have a link or something you want to put in there, Mike. Feel free to do so in the chat, but definitely send it to me so I could drop it in the community too. Man,
anybody that wants to chat, before you guys even think about, the boot camp, if you want, you obviously have my LinkedIn profile. Book a chat with me, because I want to make sure. Look, not everyone needs the boot camp, right? Not everybody needs to go through that. Some people just go, look, here's what I want to do. I don't want to do this every day, because look, everyone should be on LinkedIn, but not everybody needs to be on LinkedIn. Like, it's not the end all be all. Some people are like, look, I'm a masseuse. I don't need to be on LinkedIn, right? I want to run my business better. I'm not going to be on LinkedIn talking about being a masseuse every day. My wife, she's not on LinkedIn every day. She's a neuropsychologist. She's like, I'm not doing this nonsense. Don't care. She doesn't even want to like my posts. That's a battle for us, and not everybody needs to be here. But if you have a business and you think your customers are here, and you are currently spending even a penny on advertising, web hosting, or anything to build out your business, maybe you have a new, a billboard somewhere. I would basically tell anyone who has a billboard, however much money they're spending on the billboard, I guarantee that I could run circles around those billboards.
Yeah.
So any amount of money anywhere, I don't care how many billboards you have. I'm almost thinking of reaching out to that. What was that? Eat Clean Bro or something? What was that thing that we have in Jersey?
Yeah.
Eat Clean Bro. I guarantee if that guy was using LinkedIn, he could kill his entire business much higher. He could just kill it over his billboards. But people are still doing traditional shit, because this takes a little bit of different kind of work. It's not set it and forget it. Every day, show up. So
all right, guys. Look, we are over our time. I got to drop my kids off. It is 8:11. Mike, obviously there is a whole nother world of stuff you can train on. But guys, if you want more, reach out to Mike on LinkedIn. Watch him run his own play. But man, remember, treat your LinkedIn like a website, because you can drive way more views. You can get your ideal client. You can interact. You can play offense. But it takes time for you to be disciplined enough, ass in seat in front of your computer, to block out the time to start laying brick by brick, just like anything else that we do. So, Mike, thank you so much. Guys, thank you for making the commitment to yourself and business. As always, hit me up if you need anything. Post in the community. Share what you guys got going on. Any events, any questions you have, let us help you guys. And Mike, thank you. And I'll drop your LinkedIn profile in the group too. Have an amazing day, guys.
Thanks, guys.